Good day mga ka-CRT! Welcome back to our channel. In this video tutorial, I'm going to discuss numerical methods. Specifically, the Gaussian elimination method, Gauss-Jordan method, and Gauss-Seidel method. These methods are useful in solving simultaneous equations. Refer to this illustration. All zero rows are at the bottom, and the leading entry of each row must be 1. So A must be 1, D must be 1, F must be 1. This method uses elementary row operation, and we have two steps here, forward elimination and backward or back substitution. Let's take this example. We have three equations here. Let us solve x1, x2, and x3 using Gaussian elimination. We will begin with transforming the given equations into matrix form. And in our row 1, this is our first entry. Transform this into pivot, meaning convert this to 1. So to make this 12 equal to 1, simply divide 12 by itself. Therefore, the equation for row 1 is multiply R1 by 1 over 12. All elements in row 1. The result is, we have 1/4 since 3 multiplied by 1 over 12, or simply 3 divided by 12. Next, we have negative 5 over 12. For negative 5 here, divided by 12. And for 1 here, so we have 1 over 12. So this is our second matrix after applying this formula. Next thing to do is to make the elements below this pivot equal to 0. So we have to transform this to 0. And to do that, we will apply a formula for row 2 and row 3. So the appropriate formula for row 2 is row 2 minus 1. So meaning, this is row 2, which is 1, minus our pivot, which is also 1. And that will become 0. Apply that formula, row 2 minus row 1, in all elements of row 2. For row 3, this is our formula. Row 3 minus 3R1 to make this element equal to 0. And the result, this is our next matrix. So we already have the first column, 1, 0, 0. And for the other elements, just apply these equations. So in row 2, we have now 19 over 4, 41 over 12, and 335 over 12 after applying this formula. Okay, you can double check that. Let's say for 19 over 4, that is from row 2, which is 5, minus row 1, which is 1 over 4. So 5 minus 1 over 4 is 19 over 4. Apply that to other elements of row 2, and this is the result. 41 over 12 and 335 over 12. Next is R3 minus 3R1. So apply, let's say 7 minus 3 times of 1/4. And the result is 25 over 4. Apply that to other elements in 13 and in 76. So the result here is 57 over 4 and 303 over 4. So next, let us now go to the pivot of row 2. So the pivot of row 2 is the leading entry for row 2 in this case. So in this case, 19/4 is the leading entry of row 2. To make this a pivot, transform this into 1. And to do that, just multiply this by 4/19. Simply the inverse of 19/4. So our equation is multiply row 2 by 4/19. All the elements of row 2. And the result is this matrix. And of course, just copy the elements of row 1 and row 3. So next, after obtaining the pivot of row 2, transform the element below this pivot equal to 0, which means transform 25/4 equal to 0. And to do that, our equation for row 3 is row 3 minus 25/4 times R2, which is our pivot now. So if you observe, if you calculate that, 25/4 minus 1 times 25/4, and that will become 0. Therefore, our next matrix is this. So in row 3, applying R3 minus 25/4 R2, let's start with 0 minus 25/4 of 0, the result is 0. Next is 25/4 minus 1 times 25/4, that is also 0. And 57/4 minus 25/4 times 41/57, you can check that in your calculator. The result must be 556/57. And lastly, for this, 303/4 minus 25/4 times 335/57. And the result is 2,224/57. So this is our final matrix. And take note, the first column is for x1, second column x2, third column x3, fourth column is the constant column. And we can now begin the back substitution. We will start with row 3. Start with row 3. Take note, x1, multiply that to the element 0, and that is 0. x2 times 0. x3 times 556/57. And the constant is 2,224/57. This is our generated equation in row 3. So we have 556/57, x3 equals 2,224/57, yielding to x equals 4. For row 2, our equation is x1 times 0. You can omit x1. x2 times 1. Therefore, we have x2 here. Plus x3 times 41/57. So we have plus 41/57 x3 here. Equals the constant, 335/57. And we already have x3. So make this 4 and solve for x2. Solving for x2, we have x2 equals 3. Next is row 1. So this is the equation for row 1. x1 times 1, therefore we have x1 in the equation. x2 times 1/4, so we have plus 1/4 x2. Then x3 times negative 5 over 12, so we have negative 5 over 12 x3 here, equals the constant 1 over 12. We already have x2, so this is 3. x3, this is 4. Solving for x1, we have x1 equals 1. Therefore, our final answer for this example using Gaussian elimination is x1 equals 1, x2 equals 3, and x3 equals 4. Next method is the Gauss-Jordan method. This is simply the continuation of Gaussian elimination, wherein you have to transform the echelon form into reduced row echelon form. So making the diagonal elements equal to 1 and transforming other elements to 0. Okay? So let us have the same example from the previous method. So given the simultaneous equations, solve x1, x2, x3 using Gauss-Jordan method. And again, transform the simultaneous equation into matrix form. And for the row 1 pivot, to make this equal to 1, apply the equation, multiply R1 by 1 over 12. And we have this result. This is also the result from our Gaussian elimination method. The next step here is to make this element below the pivot equal to 0. And we have these formulas for R2 and R3. So applying this formula for R2 or row 2 and row 3, we have this result. So just copy the elements of row 1. So copy these elements in this next solution. So since we already have the first column equal to 1, 0, 0, the next thing to do is to make the second column equal to 0, 1, 0. That is our next objective. First thing to do is the pivot. So the row 2 pivot must be equal to 1. And to do that, the equation for row 2 is multiply R2 by 4 over 19. That is simply the inverse of 19 over 4. Okay? So the result here is we have in row 2, 0, 1, 41 over 57, and 335 over 57. Okay? Then after that, transform the elements in column 2 equal to 0. Of course, other than the pivot. So this is our pivot. Then we have to make 1/4 equal to 0 and 25 over 4 equal to 0. And the formula for that, for row 3, that is row 3 minus 25 over 4 times row 2. And for row 1 minus 1/4 of row 2. And this is the result. So we already have the column 1, 1, 0, 0. Column 2, 0, 1, 0. And the next objective is to make column 3 equal to 0, 0, 1. And to do that, we will start with this element. So make this element equal to 1 by using this formula. 57 over 556 times rho 3. Again, this is just the inverse of 556 over 57. So therefore, the result is this matrix. So we already have the diagonal elements equal to 1. The last thing to do is to make these elements equal to 0. And to do that, we will apply appropriate equations. And these are the equations. For row 1, apply R1 plus 34 over 57 times R3. So this is our R3 in this case. Then for row 2, we will apply this formula. Row 2 minus 41 over 57 times R3. Applying these formulas will make our target become 0. And the result is this matrix. Okay, so we already have 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, and 0, 0, 1. You can double check these values 1, 3, and 4. Take note from this equation R1, which is in this case negative 79. Let me write that. Negative 79 over 57 plus 34 over 57 times row 3, which is 4. Okay? And the result is equivalent to 1. While applying this formula to get the value in row 2, so we have row 2 that is 335 over 57 minus 41 over 57 times row 3, which is in this case 4. The result must be 3, or the result is 3. And this is our final matrix. Therefore, applying the concept here, so we have x1, x2, x3, and constant. This is simply means that x3, anyway, you can begin in any row. So again, let's begin with row 3. X1 times 0 is 0. X2 times 0 is also 0. X3 times 1 is x3. And the constant is equivalent to 4. It follows that in row 2, that is only x2 equal to the constant, which is 3. And in row 1, applying the concept, so we have x1 only equivalent to the constant element 1. And that is our solution using Gauss-Jordan method. So this is our final answer. x1 equals 1, x2 equals 3, and x3 equals 4. And our last method to discuss is the Gauss-Seidel method. In Gauss-Seidel method, you have to construct the equation of x1 in terms of x2, x3 up to xn using equation 1. Construct the equation of x2 in terms of x1, x3 up to xn using equation 2. And construct the equation of x3 in terms of x1 and x2 up to xn using equation 3, and so on. So for example, you have this simultaneous equation. So for equation 1, equation 2 up to equation n, you have to get the equation for x1 in terms of x2, x3 up to xn. And all over the equation, all over the coefficient of x1. Then do the same with x2, xn minus 1 up to xn. And after transforming and creating the equations for x1, x2, and so on, you have to set your initial guesses. Okay? Assume an initial guess for x, x1, x2, up to xn. Let's take the same example from our previous methods. Given these simultaneous equations, solve x1, x2, and x3 using Gauss-Seidel method. So from equation 1, this is our equation 1. Let us derive x1. So x1 is equivalent now to 1 minus 3x2 plus 5x3 all over 12. And in equation 2, let's derive the equation for x2. And that is equivalent to 28 minus x1 minus 3x3 over 5. Then for equation 3, let's derive x3. And x3 equals 76 minus 3x1 minus 7x2 over 13. Okay? And for this notation, k plus 1 and k, we will describe that later during our calculation and solution. So you can set any initial guesses, but for this example, I'm going to use these initial guesses. So for x1, this is equivalent to 1, x2 is 0, x3 equals 1. Or you can set this with this notation. Okay? 1, 0, 1. So let us now solve x1. This is x1 equals 1 minus 3 x2. And x2 is equivalent to 0 from our initial guess. So this is 0. Plus 5 times x3 from our initial guess, that is 1, all over 12. So the result here is what? So calculate that. The result is 0.5 or 0.5. Solving for x2, the equation is 28 minus x1 indicated as k plus 1, meaning this is from the value after the initial guess. The value after one iteration. K is the initial guess, plus 1 is the first iteration. And this is our x1 from k plus 1 iteration. So we will put 0.5 here. Plus 5, or this is from this equation of minus 3 x3. So it should be minus 3 x3, and x3 is from the initial guess because of this notation na k. All over 5. So let's solve that. So the result is 4.9. Then for x3, so we have 76 minus 3 x1 from k plus 1 iteration. So this is our x1 to use, 0.5, minus 7 x2 from k plus 1 iteration, and that is 4.9. All over 13. So what is the result here? So the result is 3.09231. So let me use 5 decimal places. Therefore, in this iteration, we call this the first iteration. Our x values will be 0.5, 4.9, and 3.09. So we can now go to the second iteration. Therefore, in solving x1, this is equivalent again to 1 minus 3x2. And in this case, our x2 is 4.9. Next, from the formula of x1 still, plus 5 times x3. Our x3 to use is 3.09231. All over 12. So our answer here, using 5 decimal places, is 0.14679. Then to solve for x2, from the equation here, so let me erase first the markers here so you can have better view of the equation. Again, solving x2, this is now equivalent to 28 minus x1 from the previous iteration. So this is 0.14679 minus 3, x3 from this iteration, 3.09. All over 5. And the result here is 3.71526. Okay, then for x3, from this equation again, solving for x3, we have 76 minus 3x1. We will use this x1, 0.14679 minus 7x2. We will now use the latest x2, which is 3.71526. All over 13. So solve that. The result is 3.811755. So for this is our first iteration. And this is our second iteration. Okay? Equivalent to 0.15, 3.72, and 3.81. And you can continue this in the third iteration, the fourth iteration, until the values converge. Okay, so for your reference, this is the result for third iteration. We have 0.774 if you're going to get the 2 decimal places. Next is 3.16 and 3.97. In the fourth iteration, we have 0.95, 3.03, and 4. And as you can observe, the values are converging, meaning it gives a value almost close to the previous one. So you can conclude here that x1 equals 1 and x2 equals 3, x3 equals 4. Okay, but for more accurate result, this example converge after the 17th iteration. And to summarize our answer, x1 equals 1, x2 equals 3, and x3 equals 4. And this is the end of my lecture. I hope you learned a lot from this video. Thank you for visiting our channel and watching our video tutorials. God bless to all.